Okay, here's your patch.
They're going to get together and form another government.
Here's your patch. I'm going to discolor the patches soon, but first I'm going to fix some weathering in here, the rusting, and discolor the patch with some dusting later on. So I'm going to do the other side now and get rid of a couple things I gotta get rid of, but yeah, looks pretty good. Okay, I put some more rust on here, some more running rust on top of the crappy patch. It looks pretty sharp. I added some more on the main patch. Still see the R coming through. That's nice. Right there. Added some black dots. Put some more running rust on it. And this side. And go over here. Okay, that's where we stand. So it looks pretty good all together. What do you think? So far so good. Okay, I gotta figure out what we'll do next. Okay, now I'm gonna airbrush on some raw sienna and add to the dripping rust. Okay, here we go. I added some rust to it. I blackened up the door rails. On that side. I sprayed the top a little bit. I'm gonna get some more on there later on. And here we are. Looks pretty sharp. Now, time for graffiti.
Yes, we need rain.
I have to think about it because I don't know how I'm going to do it yet. So what colors I'm going to use. So.
We need that.
Okay, here you are. I put the first graffitis on. I did a whitewash to outline what I wanted, or filler, and now I'm going to color it in. I'll do a little bit on one graffiti to show you what I'm doing. But I can't film the whole process, unfortunately, because my camera doesn't have time lapse, so it's just HD 4 gig, and I ain't got a lot of disk space or anything left. So
economic prosperity of Germany, because they were showing what could happen to a hard-working people who refused to deal in interest-bearing notes, which created indebtedness for everyone, drove everybody into debt so they could control them.
Now, that's not to say, though, that Hitler didn't go over the deep edge with his Holocaust and everything else. Yeah.
No, that's not to defend Hitler at all. See, once you get up at a certain level, no matter how good you may start off, you tend to develop megalomania. But let me point out here, and again, don't take this as any kind of defense of Hitler, because there's no defense for that, okay?
All right.
But it's an explanation. And that is that, number one, he didn't seize power. The German people gave it to him. Because he came along at a time when they were in such distress. He says, give me the power, and I will straighten things out. And boom, off they went. In fact, you might recall the musical Sound of Music. There's a rousing song in there by the German youth where they say, tomorrow belongs to me, okay? Because they were imbued with the idea of change you can believe in.
Could he have done this without a war, Jim? Could he have gotten their economy going and everything else without attacking?
Yes, he could have. Because, yes, although a great part of the prosperity was building up a giant war machine, that does not necessarily mean he had to unleash it, right?
That's right.
But, of course, anybody who had read Mein Kampf should have known that he, way back in the 20s, when he wrote Mein Kampf, or My Struggle, which was his little Bible, and everybody read it. You had to read it. If you're a good Nazi, you had to read that book. And in that book, he made it very plain that while he didn't really have a real quarrel with the British people, the Russians, on the other hand, were subhumans taking up too much territory, and it was his divine right to move the Reich eastward into Russia, and so they could take advantage of the fields and the land there. You know, Lebensraum is what they call it, living room, so they could have more room to grow.
And that helped though. That ended up being his kiss of death, didn't it?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Again, I'm not defending Hitler, but what I'd like to point out, too, though, is that what resulted in the Holocaust was actually fomented in the United States. It was called eugenics. All right? And this was started in the late 1800s right here in the United States. In fact, California.
Really?
First state, yeah, to pass eugenics laws. If you didn't have the right blood and if you weren't the right type, then you were subject to castration, and non-reproduction. It's amazing. And this was supported by Americans all the way to and including Supreme Court Justice Oliver Wendell Holmes. And it all sounded kind of good about, well, we're going to try to purify the race. You know, we're going to try to get the good people. Let the good people have it. And we got to get rid of some of the lower orders of people. And there was a big support for this. And this is what Hitler got. But when he took charge of Germany, then he was in such command, he had such power, he actually put it into practice. And they started euthanizing people.
Okay. Okay, here's a DNC, and on the other end we got Dog Nut. Same color. It's gonna be one graffiti, more or less. Pretty sharp, eh? Okay, and then we're gonna put some kind of magenta or bright purple around it. Add some more stuff to it. But right now I gotta go eat. So. Okay, here's where our graffiti, bright and shiny. It's not the best I've ever done, but I usually copy graffiti. I don't do my own, which is hard for me. I don't know why, but I just can't really do it all that well. Anyway, making up my own stuff. So we got that. I'll zoom in a bit. And that. Now I gotta do the other side of the car. There we go. And that's what I'm gonna do now. Jaumar and Monica. I got a pretty good idea for this one, so let's hope it turns out really good. Okay, more. I'm gonna put the whitewash on first, then I'm gonna add the color, and I'm not gonna film it because it takes too long. So that's what I'm gonna do now. Okay, here's the rest of the train. Oh yeah, graffiti on side B. I wish I could get a focus and zoom in, but there we go. Monica. Jaumar. Got your green apple guy. I was gonna draw a maggot in there, but nah. So that's what I did yesterday and today. And of course I put some little spray overs on the door, on the ends of the car. I wooded that up, and this door still opens. I'll try to get the other one to open, but I think I might have painted it shut. There you go. Side A of the car. Yeah, so now I gotta do the chassis and the trucks, and that'll be it. Pretty much. Do a couple little touch-ups, put some dust on the ends of the car there. Some dirt. I ain't put that on yet. Then spray it over, and then boom. Pretty sharp car. It's gonna stand out, boy. It's gonna look nice. I think. I want to keep it, or else I'm gonna go get me a rock car. Rock box car. I love the blue and all the colors that go on the blue. Man, that's nice. I just love it. Okay, so here we go. There we are. One more time. We'll zoom right in there. There's your green apple. Angry green apple. Jaumar. And Monica. Okay. Now for the chassis.